Good morning. All right, so today we are going to start working on, or not working on, just go over some stuff that I'm hoping you guys know, but this might be good refreshers for some of you, but it's solving multi-step problems. I'm going to do 3 examples here, then I'm going to do a couple examples on some other volume type questions with cylinders and cones. So first things first, refresh your memory. Remember, this is when you guys use inverse operations, opposite, like terms, opposite sides, just subtract 7x. I could have minus 12x from both sides, but my goal is to always try to keep the x variable, or the variable working with, positive. And I can also at one time just go like this, subtract my 5 from both sides to keep everything easy. So on this side, this cancels and this cancels, so I got 10 over here, and I got 5 over here. Last but not least, divide by 5 on both sides. So 2 equals x. That is very basic, and I'm hoping that all of you, that's nothing more than a refresher. Give me 1 second. All right, for my second example, again, this is from last night's homework, but here's how you should do this problem. Always get rid of that denominator first. Hate those denominators, so multiply that 2 out on both sides. So this is this, and I'm going to have here 18, use distributive property, minus 8x equals, this cancels, so I'm left with 3 plus x. Now this is just like the last problem, and I'm going to combine my like terms. I'm now going to add a x to both sides, keeping my x variable positive. I'm going to minus 3 from both sides. I'm going to get here 15 equals 9x. When I divide both sides by 9, I'm going to always leave my fraction in lowest terms. Both have a 3 inside of them, so I'll divide out 3 on top and bottom. I'm left with an answer of 5/3. There's that one. Back in 1 second with one more. All right, last but not least, for this little multi-step problem-solving example, here's how you should do this one. I would definitely carry out the distributive property first. We'll worry about this later. I want to always clear my parentheses first. So I'm left with negative 3x minus 15 equals 2x minus 10 divided by 3. Now, multiply out that denominator on both sides, okay? And we get negative 9x minus 45 equals 2x minus 10, because these cancel, okay? I'm going to add 9x to both sides. I'm going to add 10 to both sides, and I'm left with a negative 35 equals 11x. And last but not least, I divide both sides by 11, and I'm left with x equals negative 35/11. Easy as that. Okay? So, that's going to be a little refresher for you for some of the work you're doing in small group today, but back in a second with some more work. Okay, so for my new example, this is a question that some of you might see, that might have seen in last night's homework or definitely in today's work, but it's find the radius of the cylinder if the volume is 226.08 centimeters cubed and the height is 8 centimeters. Now, the way you start all these problems is you start with the formula. Volume equals pi times radius squared times height for a cylinder. And all you got to do is ask yourself, well, what letters do I know? I know my V, so this is easy. 226.08 equals, replace pi with 3.14, leave radius squared alone, times the height, which is 8. Now, because I got the commutative property, I'm allowed to multiply out of order because this whole side has been multiplied. So 3.14 times 8 is 25.12. So 226.08 equals 25.12 times radius squared. Now, let's do the inverse operation. Divide both sides by 25.12. 25.12. And I'm going to do 226.08 divided by 226.08. Oh man, my fat fingers. 226.08 divided by 25.12 equals, that's nice, equals 9, equals r squared. Well, the inverse operation of squaring something is square rooting it, and y'all should know that by now. So the radius is equal to 3. Look at that. Every time you see problems like this in any variation, whether they ask you to find for the height or the radius or whatever, you just simply replace the letters you're given with the numbers you're given and solve for the opposite or the one letter by doing the inverse operation. I will see you guys tomorrow or today in class. I'm obviously recording this last night, so see you guys tomorrow.